coastal landforms, for example, or Pythagoras' theorem, and nobody seems to ask them whether they get bored. Personally, I'd far rather repeated encounters with complex examples of flawed humanity than with the lengths of the sides in triangle, but each to their own. Besides, one of the best things about teaching English is the fact that every time I teach a text, it's slightly different from the time before. I might try a new approach or read a piece of criticism that highlights an angle I hadn't previously considered. And crucially, the class in front of me is also different. Teaching English isn't a matter of simply handing on a body of knowledge. It's the careful shaping of an encounter, the chairing of a conversation. We introduce and orchestrate, we clarify and explain, but we also ask questions that get students to explore texts, and because the best questions are open-ended, can never be quite sure of what answers we will get. It's like planning an expedition in territory. Think we know while ready all the time for the unexpected to happen. There are times, though, something happens to make you look at text or a character in a completely different way, as we saw with To Kill a Mockingbird. This can stem from a shaking up of orthodoxies, a challenge to established views, but it can also be the result of something more personal. This is what has happened for me, Macbeth, and as a result, this GCSE staple has become a much more complex play. It's easy to summarize Macbeth from its opening scene, with its haunting, incantatory language, to the final confrontation between Macbeth and Macduff. The play follows a clear and bloody trajectory. There's the wounded captain recounting Shakespeare had been writing his plays to be studied by teenagers. He got it absolutely right with Macbeth. Blood and guts, witches and intrigue, a rich historical context, and even a couple of knob jokes. It's the perfect text for 15 and 16 themselves up, took a deep breath, decided to adopt. Ever since then, looked at the Macbeths in a very different way, less as a pair of power-crazed maniacs and more as a couple who are facing the emptiness of having no children. They have a numbness in their lives and will do anything to make themselves feel. They exist in a society where lineage and inheritance are everything. Looking at the Macbeths from this perspective can make you think, in turn, about how society marginalizes the experiences of those who do not have children. And this is something that teenagers need to be aware of. The texts we teach in schools aren't good at dealing with infertility. Mrs. Lyons, the infertile adoptive mother in Wetzel's play Blood Brothers, is depicted as a grasping baby snatcher. It's a stereotype that nobody seems to have tackled yet. Babies and young children haunt the edges of Macbeth. There's the bloody child that appears to Macbeth to tell him to beware Macduff, followed by the child that tells him that he shall never be defeated until Birnamwood was moved to Dunsina. Witty is personified in one of Macbeth's soliloquies as a naked newborn baby. The Macduff's children, described by their father as all my pretty chickens, are slaughtered on Macbeth's order. The witches add the finger of a birth-strangled baby to their cauldron. Macduff, crucially, was untimely ripped from his mother's womb. Many of these images are associated with violence and horror. The most horrific image of all, of course, occurs in the words of Lady Macbeth, vows that she would rather dash out her own baby's brain than break a promise to her husband. If she'd do this for him, she reasons, then why isn't he prepared to kill Duncan, the one thing she wants him to do? The baby that Lady Macbeth refers to is one of the biggest puzzles in the play. It's not a theoretical baby. It did exist. I have given Zack, declares Lady Macbeth. She has had a baby and has fed a baby. Macbeth has no children. What has happened to this baby? My students are always curious about this. The play itself doesn't tell us. History does give us an answer, for the character of Lady Macbeth is based on a real person. Name was Crouch, and she was born some time before 1015. She was married twice, first to Giles Comgaigne, the Earl of Moray, Shakespeare's main historical source does not mention luck either, but he does tell us that Scottish women did not give their babies to wet nurses to be fed, but gave them silk themselves. So it's probable that Crouch did indeed give Zack, just like her fictional counterpart. The horrific description of what Lady Macbeth would do to her baby comes from Act 1, Scene 7, when Macbeth announces that he will proceed no further with the plan to kill Duncan and bring upon himself a volley of scorn. Students enjoy this part of the play. It's so easy to analyze the way Shakespeare manipulates language here, the way he shows Lady Macbeth's influence over her husband. I get my glasses to count how many lines there are between Macbeth's initial declaration that he's not going to kill Duncan after all, and the point when it's clear that Lady Macbeth has managed to change his mind. I do this partly because they like things that they can count and quantify, but mostly because it helps to drive home just how dominant she is. Lady Macbeth takes fewer than 50 lines to convince her husband to commit murder, just a couple of minutes of stage time. She calls him a coward. She says such interpretations, the Macbeths become less an embodiment of evil and more a couple whose reactions to the world have been distorted by grief. But wait, if Lady Macbeth has had a child like the historical Scrooge, then why are we seeing her as the one? The problem. What about Macbeth himself? Maybe, as one of my more daring students once pointed out, all his prowess with his sword is just a displacement activity. It's certainly true that Macbeth has something to distract him. He's a warrior in a country threatened by invaders, and revenge, treachery. He's so busy carving up his opponents that he doesn't have time to mourn. He has other ways of demonstrating just how masculine he is. Lady Macbeth has no such outlet. Moreover, societies have historically seen childlessness largely as a female problem. This in turn gives us another way of understanding Lady Macbeth, why she has been depicted in the way she has, and why so many sources throughout history have been keen to portray her as deviant and threatening. Exploring Lady Macbeth in her historical context allows students to examine a range of beliefs about gender, bodies, relationships, and women's role in society. We look, for instance, at how Lady Macbeth's acting can be linked to cultural stereotypes of the shrew and the transition to being a real grown up with real responsibilities. You're not a real woman or a real man. There's something wrong with you. If you do what I tried to do and evade questions about when you're going to start a family by pretending that you're not really interested, see you as a bit odd. This, of course, is often the fate of those who've chosen not to have children, as if it's weird not to want to reproduce. You're on the edge, looking on, while the rest of the world gets on with the important business of producing the next generation. The idea of Lady Macbeth, consumed by her childlessness, puts an interesting spin on a reference to the character in the play who is actually a mother. Lady Macbeth, the thing of I've had a wife. Where is she now? I imagine a Lady Macbeth twisted by her inability to give Macbeth a living son. A totally unhistorically accurate and un-Shakespearean Lady Macbeth has spent a lot of time at family gatherings, surrounded by women who have done what they're supposed to do, and produced brood after brood of pretty chickens. She's there, on the edge of things, consumed by failure. I can sympathize with this Lady Macbeth because I know that sense of wanting to rage at the cosmic unfairness of what you've been able to do. Her sleepwalking words carry the dark spite of someone who feels vindicated. You had it all down there in perfect family, and look where it got you. Of course,